This is the EWheels EW-72. This scooter is a little bit different than most mobility scooters in that this scooter is a 48 volt scooter. So most mobility scooters that you see are 24 volts. So that probably gives you an idea right there what's going to happen when you double the voltage. You double the speed. This scooter will go about 14 miles an hour. Let me turn it up here. This will drive over grass and sand, no problem. One of the things I like about this scooter is very comfortable. This seat moves back and forth. I can use this lever, move it back and forth. So that helps align my weight in the right spot. But I can put my feet down in front of me. I could lean back and it's very comfortable. The arms flip up so you can get in and out. There's a basket on the back. There's a storage compartment under the seat. This speedometer is not accurate. I'm not going 6 miles an hour. It's hopeful, let's put it that way. To put 30 miles an hour on here, that's hopeful. And then you have this dial here, which I can cut the speed of the scooter, and sometimes you want to do that just so that it's not as fast, like say when you're around people. But I generally ride around 70%. It's got lights, regular high beam. It's got a horn. Good horn. It's got turn signals. These rear view mirrors on this are good. Really help you know what's going on behind you. It kind of rattles. The fenders kind of rattle when you hit bumps, but I mean, this thing will drive all over anything. Look at that. No problem. I would say I can ride probably 6 to 8 miles, which is pretty good. Okay, the turning radius on this is not super tight, so like something like this would be a just barely. Just barely. These wheels are 10-inch on the front and 10 inches on the rear. It's a 3-inch wide on the front, on the rear, and I don't know how wide on the front. 2.5 inches. How about this scooter used? Like I try to buy everything, so it's got a little bit of damage on it here on this fender, more than a little bit. Put some tape on there. It's got some scuff marks and some brakes. It's a good scooter. It's a lot more fun than I thought it would be. Charge port down here. Batteries are underneath. A little storage compartment. Has a nice key function. It has an alarm. See if I can set it here. And if you move it, there you go. Set off the alarm. Oh, it's vibrating too. Like, that's 3 wheels. You can hear it. 3 wheels. 3 wheels. So it does, you know, it can get a little tippy. 3 wheels. There. Okay. So it's a little sharp on the turning too, because there's not a lot of radius. When you move it even just a little bit, it turns pretty sharply. I aired the tires down a little bit to make it a more comfortable ride, and that slowed it down. So let's take a speedometer reading here so we can see exactly how fast this thing goes. It's 0, 7. So 13 top speed. I've had it up to 14, but I was with the tires more pumped up. This thing is big enough that people seem to avoid it on their own pretty well. And they treat it like it's a mobility scooter, so people are typically nicer when they're driving around this than other scooters I have. Looks like a mobility scooter, but it's much faster. This does seem to have a motor brake, so when I come off the throttle, that motor brake slows the scooter down on its own. You can't ride this up a curb, but you can definitely ride it off a curb. Not a problem. When I do go up a curb, I just get off and just drive it up. That's how I get up curbs. Okay. So who do I think this scooter would be good for? Well, it's very comfortable. You can drive it a good distance. The big wheels help it to roll over obstacles easily. But this scooter is heavy. It weighs 254 pounds or something like that. So you can't put it in your car. It's not that scooter. So it's a scooter that you're going to dedicate to a location like your home and ride it from there. If you have a store that you want to go to that's, say, 1.5 miles, 2 miles, 3 miles from your house, you could easily drive this to the store and drive it through the store. This is a pretty big scooter. So this is about the biggest scooter you'd want to drive in a store.